update us on the Cybo contract stuff? Is it getting close or done or what?
Yeah, we're done. It's just there's a couple language things we're working through, but it should get hopefully signed this afternoon.
And that was something I think all off season we were kind of wondering about because it's been pretty good for you. You didn't want to get him to free agency, I would imagine.
No, I mean Cybo, if you think about it, came in here. He doesn't say boo. He just comes in and works. And ever since we drafted him, 3 years ago, he's just steady. And he started from game one. I think he might have had. I thought he'd start every game, but I guess we didn't start him one of the late ones when we had a playoff spot secured. But no, he's been a guy. The number one thing we want to do is we want to be strong up front. We talk about that. We want to protect number 17. That's where it all starts. And so, at this point, other than the left guard, we've got everyone else for multiple years, different number of years, but everybody else is. And so, yeah, Cybo was. We obviously lost Dave Edwards this year in free agency, who did a nice job for us. Was going to do our best to not lose another guard if we could. It's always tight, around the cap, but I want to thank, Kevin Meegank on our staff did a great job, and Brian Mackler and Jonathan Persley, Cybo's agents, on getting this thing to the finish line.
How difficult is it getting that continuity and getting that group right, and then how important is it to keep together what you have?
Yeah, I mean, you guys know those guys all have to be in sync working. You can put a talented group of guys, but when you're mixed matching them all the time, John, and when you know what the guy to the left of you or to the right of you is doing and thinking without even talking, that's when you're in sync. I mean, you talk about the Poirier and Hyde, knowing it's the same thing up front. That has to be a unit, and it has to be a glove, and if they're working like a fist all together, they're going to be a lot better than if they're all kind of doing their own thing. So it's important. We've enjoyed the continuity we've had there. Obviously, there's going to be turnover, but we've tried to keep a stable group, and I think that's helped our offense be as successful as it has.
What have been your observations on the running back market the last couple of days?
I've seen the numbers. I haven't actually seen the deals, Tim, but there's some, sometimes those deals of time, you're talking about a couple of really good young backs, and the young Beane and Gibbs from Detroit. I guess that one got done as well. And Taylor, yeah. So, I mean, you're seeing it all over the board. You're seeing a lot of guys getting deals done, receivers, O-line. I think there's Bergeron got his done in Atlanta last week. This is the time of year where you see, people kind of know it's getting real. Are we going to get something done or not? And so I wouldn't be surprised if we continue to see more teams over the next couple of weeks as we get into, live bullets, get some deals done.
How do you reflect on your deal with James?
Yeah, I mean, that was we were glad to get that done last year. Obviously, it was about the time we finished camp, if I remember correctly, about now. And we thought James, one of the things, I think James missed some practices or whatever, but you could tell he worked in the off season and was prepared. His body was prepared. Sometimes guys face injuries and things like that. I thought he did a great job, and obviously had a great season. And I think he's worked hard again this off season.
And you're concerned that he or his camp would want to revisit it because of what's happened elsewhere in the league?
I mean, all guys, Tim, I would say, all guys are going to look at deals and know that, my next time up, I want to be in this range or that range. You could probably go poll 30 guys in the locker room, and they see a player's deal. They go, "Ooh, man, I'd like to be with this guy or that guy."
Hey, Brandon, in your time as GM, you have not paid a guard the way that you have here with Cybo. I know we'll see what exactly the numbers are, but does that represent maybe a shift in philosophy on your part to invest in that position the way that you have here?
Not really. I would say, your tackle is always going to be your premium spot always. And the other thing is, I think center is very important. It's connected to the quarterback. It's your quarterback of the O-line. And so I've always tried to make sure that. But if you have a if you have a good player, no matter where they are, guard, tackle, center, you want to try and keep him, especially a guy that kind of falls into that. Guy we drafted, developed, has played a lot of meaningful football, and he's just one of those guys you feel like whether you pay him or not, you're going to get this, the guy's a pro, a steady Eddie guy, and a good culture. And it was, word started creeping out, and you could see some of his teammates being super excited for him, and that's what you like to see when a guy gets rewarded, that his locker room and his teammates are excited, and you can see a lot of the guys were genuinely happy for him.
You've talked about that philosophy of draft, develop, re-sign, and you just sort of alluded to it there. The other guys see it and can celebrate it. How important is that for you, maybe the message that sends to the rest of the locker room?
I think you just nailed it, Jay. I think there's no bigger message. Words are hollow, right? Actions speak louder, and I give the Pagula family credit for allowing us to do that. And sometimes we have to work things with the cap and push money off and go cash over cap. But it's important for us to reward our own, and so I think this is another opportunity to do that. In a perfect world, you rarely have to go into free agency. You've drafted, you've developed, you've found the right guys that you want to continue to extend. Now, sometimes you can't keep everyone, and we've lost guys, but we do our best, and our goal wasn't sure a few days ago if we would get to the finish line, but sometimes there's some artificial deadlines on both sides. Let's either, do this or not, and felt yesterday late afternoon like this was trending well, and excited to get it done.
Hey Brandon, what was your perception of the practices here this week, or whatever it's been, compared to Sean's? And I asked that because this felt like a little less intense. I'm not saying that, they're out there battling, but it just felt like in Sean's there was more like 11 on 11. This was a lot of 11 on 11 installed.
Mm-hmm.
It was a little bit of a different sense, at least. Did you feel that at all? I don't want you to be comparing, but did you feel a different vibe here than we've seen the last 8 or 9 years? Really?
I think there's, you ramp guys up different ways as you go along. I think even the rules have changed how you ramp players up from when Sean first, when we first got here in 17, and at that time you're taking over a team that had 17 seasons of not, like, you're trying to totally just borderline blow it up, not completely but close. I think this is a different place that Joe Brady's taken over, and I think as we've mentioned before, Sal, it's trying to find what, not throw out everything. Take some things that have gone well and keep those things going, but some things you want to tweak. Everyone wants to put their spin on it. If Jim Leonard took over as the head coach tomorrow, he would probably put his own little spin on it. Doesn't mean he's going to throw out everything. Everybody's got their own way of doing things and how they run organizations. But no, I don't think there's anything. I think Joe's pressing these guys about pads and being physical. The other day, one of his lines was, "We're putting pads on, set your jaw." We had 6 scuffles, the first day of pads, so it's not something you necessarily want, but you'd rather tell guys whoa instead of go. So we're still ramping things up, we're still working, but I don't think there's anything that stands out to me of a difference in level of competitiveness or anything like, or physicality.
How do you adapt to a new vantage point, the new stadium?
For like how I'm watching the game?
Yeah, it's just going to be a different view, isn't it?
Yeah, it's everything over there is exciting. It's like truly walking in a new house. What's your favorite room? Where do you want to hang out? What do you want to do? But yeah, it'll be different. And the number one thing we have to do is try and get over there as much as we can with our team to make it feel like home. You walk in a new building, it doesn't feel like home yet. But luckily we have 2 preseason games. We got the practice there tomorrow and another one. So we're going to try our best, but it's we're all very excited about getting in there and getting used to it and kind of making it feel like our own. Be good?
One more, Von Miller, he's posted, it's on social media, a lot of Buffalo Bills fans are asking, are the Bills talking about that? Have you guys had any conversations with their camp, and is that something that you think about?
I talk to Vaughn all the time, but we're buds. But yeah, I mean, listen, I love Vaughn. You could name 10 other ex-Bills that, if everything lined up right, you wouldn't say no to a guy like that. But beyond that, there's nothing imminent or nothing going. Yeah. Okay. Thanks.
Thanks.